Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 7 p.m. We'll call the public budget and special town meetings to order. First item to announce is if you are a Grand Rapids resident, you are allowed to vote this evening. If you're here as a guest, you're more than welcome to be here, but just remember not to vote on anything that we bring up this evening.
Can we get a count of who's a guest?
Yeah.
That'll help us.
Who is not 18 and a resident of Grand Rapids? At least 18, Gus.
7 of them, and Judy's age.
All right, thanks. That'll help us keep our numbers correct here. All right. First, the call to order was in place. The proposed budget is presented to the electors by the chairman, Arnie Nystrom, and town board. In your packet, you'll see the breakdown of the individual items, line by line within our budget, the expenditures and the revenue. I'll give you folks a few minutes to look at that, and if you see something that you have a question on, please feel to address the board, and one of us will try to address the answers for you. If to help things along a little bit, Judy, our outgoing clerk, will assist you with a little explanation. On which page you want to look at, Judy?
Well, first of all, on the public hearing, if you notice, kind of about in the middle of the top, it says total revenues, and proposed for 2016 is $2,558,338. Now, if you go down to total expenditures, you see there's $2,762,223. So the board has decided that in order to balance our budget, there will be $203,885 approximately coming out of our general fund. Our general fund, now on the right up above the line there, you'll see that our general fund was $1,076,448 at the beginning of January 2015. Our projected revenue and projected expenditures for 2015 are shown there, which at the end of 2015, our projected general fund should be about $692,537. So we are still sitting quite well with almost $700,000 in the general fund. So the board felt that in order to balance our budget, the $203,000 would come out of the general fund. And those are projected numbers. So depending on what happens, if gas prices go through the ceiling, it could be different or whatever. I mean, so our general fund, we're looking at approximately $488,000. On the second page of the revenues, on the nice, easy to read spreadsheet. Sorry, we can't make it any bigger. So anyway, the fund balance would be projected at $692, taking the $203,000 from it, leaves them about $488,000, $489,000 at the end of 2016, which is still a safe fund balance for a town our size.
Is there a question in the back? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Name for the record, please.
Shirley Clabber. The miscellaneous revenues, why is there such a big difference there? Can you explain that?
You're saying a big difference from?
Yeah, the 55.5 versus the 3,000 you expect.
It's here. And this to this. Total miscellaneous right here. That's sale of the equipment.
Sale of fire
That was the
truck.
sale of the fire truck, and what else did we have? The miscellaneous squads, our police stuff, the plow.
Same way with the capital outlay, is that because of the new ladder truck?
Correct. Capital outlays last year included the ladder truck and the squad car and some miscellaneous items for the public works crew and stuff to the town buildings.
Go ahead.
Ron Heck, 2521 Blueberry Lane. Would somebody please explain, let's see, I'm on page 2 of the revenues on the bottom. Fire service local contracts, 153,980.
Yes, those are the sum of the two fire contracts that we have, one with the town of Grant for a portion of their township and one with the town of Saratoga for a portion of their township. Those are contracts that we signed 3 years ago that are 10-year contracts. And that's the revenue based on a mill rate of .6265.
6.5, I believe.
You said 26.
625, I thought it was.
6.25 maybe? Yeah.
625 per thousand. So if their assessed valuation goes up, then we receive a little more of a payment. And as you know, Saratoga seems to be building a little more than we are, so it's likely to go up.
And we have not received Saratoga's numbers yet as of this time, so we don't know what their equalized value is to calculate. So that number could be up or down a little bit. Grant's portion did go up a little bit, $1,000 or something like that.
Other questions? Go ahead again.
So that's a significant portion of our revenue, and that's what we get from our fire department being in business here, I guess, right?
On the short of it, yes. Covers roughly 40 to 45% of our operating costs
Or the fire department.
of the fire department, correct. Go again in the back.
Yeah, on page 3 of expenditures, I see the wages for the PD are going up $26,481. Could you explain that?
That's investigated.
That's a part-time investigator position that we're allowing it to go to 3/4 time. And then the wage increase would be for a fill-back person to fill those hours that the investigator is working on those cases 4 out of 5 days a week.
Well, you know, a few years ago, the town had a referendum on having a full-time investigator and full-time police department with more vehicles, and that got turned down. And now it seems like gradually, you know, this is creeping into where it's gonna be anyway.
Yeah, you are correct. There was a referendum to have 3 people and 2 squad cars. That failed by about a 66% margin. It failed. Correct.
That's right, and so why are we going,
Well, this isn't that same thing. We're not adding 3 people and 2 squad cars.
well, you're still.
We're putting an investigator position in because of the need of the investigations. And as everybody, I hope everybody is aware of, town of Grand Rapids has an extremely low crime rate. We were listed as the 4th, 5th, and 6th safest communities in the state of Wisconsin, and we want to keep it that way.
But we're also, since that referendum, our tax base has lessened also because of Wisconsin Rapids annexing us all the time. So we have less area to cover, and yet we're putting more police officers on. That's going to mean more wear and tear, and more vehicle turnover.
So I'm assuming that you're
more
against that
insurance,
portion.
more medical insurance, and and wages. That's all going to gradually creep up.
You could be correct. Anybody else wishing to speak on anything? Any other comments on the budgets as presented? Not, we'll move on. Let me get my agenda back out here.
Motion to adjourn the public input.
Item 4 is following the input, the public input. The town board should make a motion to adjourn the public hearing. Board member, make that motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the public hearing.
Motion by Patty, second by Kathy. Board discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Any opposed? We'll move to the special town meeting. And again, this is where you folks have some input in it. I'll call it to order at 7:08 PM. Motion by the electors to approve the minutes, which is in your packet from the April 21st, 2015 annual meeting. Is there a motion that come from the floor?
I'll make a motion to approve. Second.
Andy Simon.
And the second is where? Ben Tilburg. Discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by raising your hand, please. They'll have to hold them up when they take their counts.
Okay, I don't see any no's. Not voting no's.
Okay, is there any no vote? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. The clerk will read the estimate tax information, and that is this form here.
Okay, well, we'll give you a rundown on all of them, even though the local tax is the only thing that we have any control over. Your state tax rate will be 17 cents per thousand. County tax rate, $5.21 per thousand. Your local tax rate, $2.88 per thousand. School tax rate, $10.58. Mid-state, 84 cents per thousand, for a gross rate of $19.68. If you notice, the state school credit is blank. We checked again today, the state does not have that number out. So I cannot give you what your actual tax will be. That state school credit comes in, they give us an amount, it's divided by the assessed value, the same as the rest of them. And it comes up with, we were like at $1.59 last year. So depending on what the state does, and I have heard nothing in ways of rumors of up or down or anything this year. So unless you guys have heard something through the grapevine, I'm thinking that it's been staying pretty much the same. So it probably will be like $1.50 off of that 1968, someplace in there. The tax rate information sheet here gives you a breakdown. It shows you the 2014 taxes that were payable in 15, and then our 2015 taxes payable in 16. If you notice, everybody has, all the tax numbers have dropped, about 56 cents total over the course of all of them. So with our state tax rate, we should be below last year's. We have not received the lottery credit or the first dollar credit yet from the state either, so we should have those in the next couple of days so that we can get these numbers to the county and they can get the tax bills and Chris can have them out by the 15th. So.
Get your Christmas presents.
And if you did notice, there is a typo on this page. It says $2.89 on the agenda. It is $2.88. I realized that we had used a different number when we were putting together this sheet for our assessed value. It is the $471,900,100 compared to 470.
All right, anybody have any questions on the tax rate information or the tax rate form that was presented? Hearing none, I'll move on to item 4, which is no longer valid. The State of Wisconsin Act 105. Yeah, Act 105 eliminated the process where the town residents set the highway expenditures. So the highway expenditures are governed by the budget now. So whatever the budget said the highway expenditures are, in order for the town to exceed that, we'd have to move money, or we'd have to come back to you if we had some significant issues with equipment or whatever. So we'll move to item 5 then. It's a motion by the electors to set the tax rate or the tax dollar amount. The tax dollar amount, is that correct, Judy? It's $1,356,355. That's proposed, which equals $289 per thousand. So a motion.
288.
288, excuse me. I remember that 289 from last year. And if there is a motion for those numbers to be presented as they are, or the elector can present us a motion that is less than the levy amount. You have the ability to set the levy limit as less if you so choose. Yes, sir?
We have the ability to set it more, too, I guess.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Sorry.
Not yet.
Not unless we were under 2,500 people in the town. Then the electors at the special meeting can set it higher.
I motion to set the proposed tax at $2.88 per thousand as assessed value.
Motion by Mr. Tilburg, second by Mr. Donahue. Is there discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion to set it at $2.88 per thousand as presented by the board, please raise your hand to be counted.
Dave, are you voting?
Dave, are you voting? Okay.
I didn't think I could because I'm working.
You were texting?
Working.
No.
Shirley and Bill.
And those who vote against it. And we'll let the record know if there's 2 against. Thank you. Item 6, motion by the electors to establish the hourly rate to be paid to town employees if we who are also our elected town officials in the event that we'd have to jump in on any emergencies to do services for the community. Current rate that we have in place is $15.16. Can be more, can be less, you tell us.
The $15.60 is the rate that is.
16, yeah.
16 is the rate that is paid to our part-time snow plowers that we use. And in past years, the motion's always been made to pay an elected official, if they are working at a town job, the same rate as the part-time employees.
Mr. Donahue?
Give some examples of how that might happen.
We could have a pretty severe damage from a tornado or trees down, and sometimes it's all hands on deck. Some of the board members might have to jump in for a few hours to actually start the process and actually do physical work, or
Snow plowing.
Snow plowing, which could be rare. It's not been exercised. The board members have not used. This board has not used any board members in probably 10 years or more. So not even during that last storm that we had a year ago in July, my services that I provided were gratis to the town. I didn't charge any per diems or time for those period. I felt that would. If we were doing a FEMA grant, if it was a FEMA reward because of the damage, then they would have calculated hours.
Okay, thanks.
Is there a motion to set the rate?
Mark Russo shall set the rate at $15.16.
Motion by Mark Roos, second by Bobby Donahue. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Dan's aye.
You can't count ayes, Arnie?
Double votes
Then
then.
you get 2 votes.
And those against? No vote. All right, passed. And let's see, the next item is we announced that the 2016 annual town meeting will be held the third Tuesday of April, which is April 19th, 2016. And now we'll accept a motion to adjourn. From somebody? Bobby Donahue?
I'll make motion.
Andy? Any discussion? Hearing none? All raise your hands. Those against? Thank you, we are adjourned, and I really appreciate the support that you have given this board. Thank you very much, and we talked to many town boards that say they have 1 or 2 people show up at their meetings, and I do appreciate seeing people. Thanks, Sean. Okay.
Sean, don't.